Alright, let's talk about today. We'll start off with the morning, and I gotta do this fast because my phone's on 7%. But this morning, talking about 7%, my phone was dead flat. Completely flat. Luckily, my mother woke me up. She's like, hey, you're ready to go to school. I was like, oh shit. But I got there and learnt that my boss was ill. So he wasn't there today. He'll be there tomorrow, so it can't be too bad. But, me and the Indian bloke, we just did scrap metal, raking leaves and rubbish all day, but it was fine. It was a good day. I actually used my backup phone since my phone was flat, and luckily this phone was not flat, so I used that as GPS and speedo and all that stuff. But I got to school pretty good, pretty easy. There's no real stories to talk about school. There was a funny story, a chat with one birthday girl who was a student and her friend, and I was like, oh, what are you doing for your birthday? And she was about to tell me, and then she goes, oi, shut up, because her friend was about to tell me. She goes, you can't tell him, he works for the school. And I'm just like, alright, look, that's fine. I said, whatever you're doing, have a safe birthday, alright? She goes, yeah, we will. It was more to the story, but yeah, it was just weird. I got home, nothing crazy. I've been playing World of Tanks before the update came and watching this Resident Evil Requiem gameplay. It goes for 9 hours, but I'm actually enjoying the video. It's sort of like an elongated movie, although it's pretty much just a game playthrough. But it's pretty good. I wouldn't play the game, but don't mind watching it, actually. And then I got a phone call from my big boss, and she's like, hey, you know there's an e-bike always parked behind your shed? And I was like, yeah. I said, I don't know whose it is, but a teacher always parks it there. She goes, oh, it got stolen. And I was like, really? She goes, yeah. And I pretty much said to her, look, I have no idea. I know nothing about it. I said, I hate e-bikes, so every time I see it, I ignore it. I don't touch it. I don't look at it. I said, if it got stolen, I have no idea, nothing about it. She goes, when's the last time you saw it? I said, I don't know. I said, like I said, I don't even look at the bloody thing, so I can't answer that. She's like, oh, right. But a couple of hours later, I asked her if there was any updates on the bike, and she said, nope. So I said, well, that sucks. But this is a lesson learned for them. There shouldn't be any students or teachers around the ground school premises. Around the ground, like the shed. There shouldn't be. But they always wander over there. I said, the students always wandering around the groundskeeper said, there shouldn't be. It should be a private, blocked off area of the school. It should be out of bounds. And I said to my boss, this is good for us. This is a lesson that the dumb teachers will learn, that this area is out of bounds. Alright, and now something bad has happened. Hopefully something good happens out of it for us. Meaning, hopefully no students will no longer venture into the groundskeeping shed or a shed area. So, we'll see what happens. Phone's going flat, I've got to cut this short, but yeah, just the e-bike got stolen, the stupid conversation with the people that had a birthday, and boss was sick. Yeah, peace.